What's up, guys? Today we're actually going to fix a problem that I know has been a problem, but I just haven't really gotten around to doing it yet. As you guys can see, I've got my rifle laying here. You guys have seen this before in some of our coyote hunting videos. It's my 223. Love the gun, love to death. It's my first gun I've ever bought, but the only problem is it's solid black, as you guys can tell. And when you're sitting on a coyote set or hunting anything, and you're wearing camo like my pants here, this thing sticks out like a sore thumb. So I know for a fact that I have been spotted because this rifle sticks out like a sore thumb. So we're going to fix that problem today. Very simple. We're just going to use spray paint, some Rust-Oleum. You can pick it up just about anywhere. Walmart sells it cheap, maybe like $3-4 a can. And we got 3 cans of natural colors, and we're going to go ahead and get right into this. On this rifle, I've got a blued barrel. So when I take it out in the rain, or if it's moist outside at all, if it gets wet at all, no matter the moisture, or if you clean it when you're at home, it will develop like a thin layer of rust on it. So we're going to be using more of a durable paint like that Rust-Oleum just to put an extra protective coat over the whole rifle, you know, over the whole scope and everything, and also just make it look cooler. Plain and simple, if you paint a gun, I think it looks cooler. So first thing we did is we went ahead and got some tape, just like this regular Scotch tape, and an X-Acto blade. You need a real sharp blade to do this, and we covered up everything that's important. So obviously the information on your scopes that you need to look at, your lenses, your magnification numbers right here, so you know what power you're at when you're looking through the scope. This is my parallax wheel. I want to be able to look at that. Gun serial numbers, any part that leads into the gun. So you can see here in the bolt and all this, I just covered it up. I mean, you don't got to do the best of job at it. I just did a quick job to cover it up. You don't want a whole lot of paint getting in there, but if a little bit does, it'll work out eventually. And I also covered up the trigger. Yeah, and that's about it. We also put a little piece of tape here in the barrel. Like I said, anything that leads into the gun you want to cover up, and anything important you want to cover up. So in this case, I decided to take the bolt out of my gun also, and as you can see, I taped up everything. I don't want to be painted on this also. Some people will leave it in the gun, but I opted to take it out just so I can get a little bit more nitty gritty and whatever you want to call it with how precise I want the painting to be on everything. So that's what I did here. Once again, take your time. I mean, it's not rocket science, but take your time and make sure you cover up everything you want to look at, and you should get a good product if you do that. Alright, so now that I'm comfortable with covering everything I want to cover, we're going to take it outside and put our first layer of paint on it. Alright guys, so now we're outside. I set it on this table here. I also put a painter's blanket over the table. Make sure you put it in a safe area where any spray that goes anywhere else won't mess up anything you actually care about. We're going to go ahead and put a base layer. This is our lightest color. I don't know what color this one is exactly. I just like the color of it. But we're going to go ahead and spray a nice base layer over it, and then go ahead and get started. If you guys have never spray painted before, you got to shake them up pretty well. And when you're also spray painting, you don't want to just be like this. You know, you'll get a lot of drippage if you do that. You'll get the paint dripping a lot of times. You want to go in nice sweeping motions. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and cover the whole thing in a nice thin layer. We're not gonna go too heavy on our first layer here. Once again, it's not rocket science. Just make sure you cover the gun. So I got almost the whole gun covered already. As you guys can tell, it already looks 100 times better than it did. I honestly kind of like just this sand color right here, but it's gonna look even better when we finally get done with it. And also, one thing I just thought of that I kind of forgot about is you also got to extend your bipod legs. The only problem with this one is they're too long, so the rifle will fall over unless you're holding it. So we'll get back and touch those up after we're done with this rifle and finish up with those. But as of right now, this is the base layer. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up these bipod, finish up the bipod here, and then we'll go ahead and start putting other layers in. So because we separated the bolt, obviously we're going to paint that also really quick. So to do this, we're going to be using 2 different types of mesh to kind of give us a cool pattern here. These are from some swimming shorts that I bought that were 10 times too big. Honestly, I don't even know what the mesh is for inside of them. And then this, I'm not even sure what it's from. It almost looks like some medical gauze, but it's not. I just found it laying around. We're going to use this. And all we're going to be doing is, we got our 2 colors here, our 2 different colors as you can tell. And we're going to go ahead and lay this over where you want to get painted. You want to kind of stretch it out a little bit. I'm going to start right here. Give it a good little stretch. And it's going to give us like a cool kind of digital look. So after putting that on there, like I said, you want to stretch it out pretty well. Cover what you're wanting to cover. and we're stretching it so we can get the best pattern effect that we can. So because we want it real tight, I went ahead and I wrapped it around. I'm holding it right here, but as I spray, just remember you don't want to get it past your hard lines because that'll just leave a straight line, and you're gonna have to go back and cover that up. So all we're gonna do is, once again, it's a camo pattern, nothing crazy. You're gonna throw like little lines in and stuff, and you can go different directions and all that, and make sure to go all the way around the rifle. I'm gonna throw a little bit right there. Alright, so we're letting it dry right now. We're gonna let it sit a little bit, but this thing already looks really cool. Like I said, if you spray paint your gun kind of camo like this, you can't really go wrong with it. It just always looks better than just a bland gun, I think, in my opinion. Even when we just had it straight brown, and it even had a little bit of black mixed in, it looked good. Just, if you paint your gun, it's gonna look better, or your hunting rifle, period, I think, in my personal opinion. So I extended the legs and I painted them really quick. We're just going to do this really quick because, like I said, if you don't have something to kind of protect these bipod legs, this gun's too heavy, the bipod will actually kick out. So that's something you got to watch out for if you get longer bipod legs in a heavy rifle. Watch out that they don't kick out while you're painting it and your gun will fall over. So we went ahead and spray painted them real quick just to match the gun, and they already look way better. Alright, so now we're going to use our darkest color here. We're going to use the same mesh netting here. And we're also just going to put nice little chunks of the paint without the netting also. Check it out, guys. That ended up coming out looking awesome right there. Alright, so everything looks good now. As you can see, we got 3 colors now on it, and we're going to go ahead and do the last little coating over it. We're going to show you what we're going to do with that, and it's going to throw another little cool effect on the whole look. So here's the final netting. As you can see, we got it around the whole gun. I'm going to put a couple blotches of the other 2 colors. And then at the end, I'm just going to give it a light dusting of the original color. It'll kind of just help blend in everything else. We're just going to go ahead and hit a couple spots just because this will give it another nice cool pattern. So now I got the whole rifle all painted up just how I like it. So we're going to go ahead and let it sit and dry. We are going to take this out and coyote hunt tonight. That'll be the next video we post. And we're going to see how much better it blends in. As you can see, it kind of blends in a whole lot more with the look of the camo that I wear. So from a solid black thing, I can already tell that it's not going to be an issue with it just sticking out like a sore thumb. Now literally, when I'd be sitting on a coyote stand and Senior would be quarter-mile away, he could still see me on the side of the hill or when we were hunting. So we literally did everything here for under pretty much 15 bucks. A lot of this stuff you guys already got at your house, but like I said, these spray paint cans are like $3.50 each or something like that. They're super cheap, and as you guys can see, you got a whole nice looking paint job here on a nice rifle. So I'm inside now. I'm going to show you guys a couple cool things I have, and also I'm going to ask a couple questions you guys. First thing is, do you think I should paint this shotgun? This is my 12 gauge here. I use this a lot on coyote stands, and the reason I don't have it painted, the reason why I'm not painting it right now, I should say, is because it's usually laying flat. But I want to ask you guys, do you think I should paint it just to make it look cool? Because I really think that this will turn out as a cool product if I spray paint this also. So go ahead and comment that down below. That's my 12 gauge. I really love this thing on my coyote stands. If you're gonna make some coyote stands, you're not bringing a shotgun with you, you're really, really missing out, I'll tell you what. Next thing is these chairs right here. If you guys know Hidden Instinct, they're the ones that taught me to coyote hunt. And these, I haven't had them yet, but you can already tell they're gonna be a necessity. Every coyote hunter you know has them, because when you're sitting on a coyote stand, your back starts to hurt. Plain and simple, it's not comfortable. This, as you can tell, I could fall asleep right here. So I went ahead, and when they started selling these, I picked them up. I'm also going to test these out in the next video and see if I like them. I can already tell I am, though, because like I said, when you're sitting on a regular coyote stand, it's just simply not comfortable, and that would make life 100 times easier. And other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. The call I run is a Lucky Duck Revolution, and I also run a couple hand calls made by like Dog Soldier. He makes some pretty cool calls. I really like them. But also, One Rig Gears, you guys know, best camo in the market right here. Love this stuff. Awesome stuff here. Everything I'm using here, links are going to be down in the description below. You guys can check them out. I have some promo codes for some of the stuff I'm using, like this One Rig Gear. If you use promo code SinCity, you can save 10% of everything you purchase off the website, which is awesome. But other than that, let's check back in on the rifle. It should be dry now, and go ahead and unpeel the tape and see the final product. Alright, so we're going to start peeling the tape off first thing. I'm going to go ahead and take out the one here where it's shooting. Pulled it out. Boom. Looks good. See if we did a good job at masking up everything. So I got an X-Acto blade here, just something to help me kind of take off the tape. It worked. Perfect. Boom. So as you guys can see here, the reason I taped this up is so I can see what power I'm on at all times. And then I also taped up the little red pin here just so I could align it. Perfect. That's just how I wanted it. We're going to go ahead and take the tape off this bolt and see how this one turned out. Perfect. So there we go. Final product. Everything looks good. Everything still works. Awesome. So we're probably going to go ahead and I'm probably going to throw some oil in the action just so it's a little smoother and works good in case some tape or some paint went in there, and just because I had it sitting without the bolt in there for a while, probably dried up oils. But other than that, I'm very satisfied with how this looks. 100 times better than what it looked like before. Bipod legs still work. Those are going to get scratched up, so you might go and have to touch them up over time. As you guys can see, they're already, you know, the paint's going to scratch off. But that's the beauty of it too. After it kind of wears, it's going to look better. It's going to look cooler. So it turned out amazing. I'm really satisfied with how this final product was. As you guys can see, a couple of spots I didn't cover, spots I wanted to see. These little spots don't really matter. Kyle's not going to pick them out. I just mainly wanted to break up kind of the image and just the look of the big black rifle sitting next to me that would get me busted a lot of times. It's 100 times better than when the rifle is just solid black. So if you guys are debating whether or not to paint your gun, just go for it. I was kind of debating it for a little while, and then I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it, and I'm very happy that I decided to do that. But if you guys decide to paint your rifles and post it on like Instagram or Facebook or something, tag me in it. I would really like to see that. If you guys try anything I do on this channel, from recipes to techniques to anything, go ahead and tag me in your posts. I really like to look at them, like I said. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and try this out for coyote hunting tonight. So I'm going to give you guys an update. Our next video, if we end up killing a lot of coyotes, will be on coyote hunting with this rifle. So other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you outdoors.